From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger coming to you from my Baja, Mexico studio here for the next couple of weeks. We got a hot start to the week here. You're going to notice it again. We're still in that heat wave, but we're at the tail end of the heat wave. Cooling trend this week. Temperatures are going to drop significantly, right around normal for this time of the year actually, give or take. Highs, in fact, are going to be dropping to near and a little below normal. And the valley in particular is going to feel this. Instead of the temperatures well into the triple digits, we're going to be hovering around the 90s, mid to upper 90s, even around 100 degrees. And really looking down the line here, I'm not seeing any big heat waves as we look at the extended forecast here. So here's your neighborhood forecast at a quick glance for the rest of the day. Today, hazy for many of us, really, or smoky. You can see the smoky skies in the eastern mountains. I'd say it's still going to be hazy in the valley as well, and even Trinity County, but the north coast, especially the coast, not necessarily seeing that. But again, you can see just how hot it's going to be. Now, one of the things we have to look at when we're talking about fire weather is the winds, and what are they doing? Now, no major wind events. That's going to be the key thing that we do want to illustrate here, but still, those south winds gusting upwards of 20 miles per hour is going to elevate that fire weather risk on top of the heat and very dry conditions. Now, the winds die down tonight and tomorrow morning, but they pick back up again tomorrow afternoon. But once again, mainly only around 20-25 miles per hour gusts. And I don't expect the winds to be quite as strong here for your Wednesday afternoon. But look at the overall fire weather risk. You see that little pocket of deep red on the map there between Redding and Red Bluff? That is in the very high category. We don't see that a whole lot, and when we start seeing that, that's when we got to start paying more attention to making sure we don't start any new fires. Now you can still see very dry out there. That's the numbers on the screen there, down into the single digits for many of you in the valley. Now we do expect to see the fire weather risk drop a little bit, but still in that moderate to high, which is once again pretty normal for this time of the year. Humidity may not be quite as low. And one of the reasons is because of the fact that we're going to be looking at temperatures dropping. And that is going to give us a slight drop in that fire weather risk, but overall still high at least, right? Take a look at that smoke forecast. We're going to see those winds shift. We saw those winds shift yesterday actually from south blowing northward. That's the case again for today. So most of the smoke, and I say most of it, is going to be north of the fires, but there still is going to be some haze out there, including the valley. And you may even see, or should I say smell, a little bit of faint smoke out there as well. By midnight tonight, most of the smoke is really over the vicinity of the fires. We see it kind of trend a little bit more southward here, but then we go through the day again on Tuesday. Those winds are going to be pushing the smoke mainly to the northeast of the fire. So you can see where most of the smoke is going to be, but still that haze for pretty much almost everyone else. Now, fire conditions can change very rapidly. So I want you to go to weathernorcal.com, click on the fire danger section, and you can get all of the information you need on any of the fires you may be tracking here from your one-stop shop at weathernorcal.com. We still have the extreme heat warning for the areas kind of in that red color. The orange color is where we've got that heat advisory. Bottom line, it's going to be hot. We know that. Big ridge of high pressure. You see the arc in the clouds moving up and over the main broad, big ridge of high pressure over the eastern Pacific and western United States. Two main bubbles of heat, one over the Pacific, the other over really southern California, southern Nevada. That is going to be pushed to the south and east. The other area of heat is being pushed to the west. Why? You see the mild air that's over Canada? That is going to be at least migrating in our area a little bit here, and that's going to help our temperatures drop. We've got another pocket of more mild air moving in. The main thing is it's going to still be hot. We can't really forget about that fact, but it's not going to be as hot because the main bubbles of heat are being pushed out of the area, and as a result, we are left with temperatures at the very least around, if not just below normal for this time of the year in many cases, including the valley. But again, that's still hot. We're talking mid to upper 90s, and again, right around 100 degrees for the valley. So there you can see one last day of this heat wave today. Temperatures do start to drop. We're going to be right around or just below normal for this time of the year for the rest of the week, this weekend, and going into next week. No major heat waves in the forecast. Now, we're looking at the water vapor. This shows us where the moisture content is in the atmosphere. Very much a lack thereof for us, right? We're talking about still very dry conditions with those orange rust colors over Northern California. However, there may be just enough available moisture this afternoon and evening for, say, places like Northern Trinity, even parts of eastern Modoc County, to maybe see a straight shower or an off chance for a thunderstorm, but don't count on it. Fog along the coast for tomorrow morning. A lot of that burning off by the afternoon. I don't anticipate any showers or thunderstorms for anyone tomorrow, in particular the mountains. You can see as we go into Wednesday morning, still some of that fog along the coast, and really having a hard time burning that fog here even through the day on Wednesday. All right, so here's what we have in store for us today. Temperatures, one more day of this heat wave, folks. One more day. We can get through it, and then temperatures will start to drop after that. Temperatures in the 90s for many of the higher elevations, even some triple digits in the mountains. And then we've got those temperatures in the low to mid 60s for the coast. Now tonight, we're dropping down at least in the mid to upper 60s, so some slightly cooler air is moving in for the valley, that is, right? And then for the mountains, you're talking 50s, even some 60s there out towards Trinity County, and low 50s along the coast with that fog. All right, here's your 7-day outlook for the valley. Look at the drop. See, we're talking about 102 for Chico, 106 degrees for Redding. But we're back down to the upper 90s, about 100 degrees for Tuesday, and that's going to be the case through the rest of the week and this upcoming weekend. For the coast, low to mid 60s. Did you think I was going to show anything else? No, that's the case. It's always the case, right? Almost always the case. There you can see inland temperatures in the 90s there by the time we get into tomorrow. And for Trinity County, Weaverville still about 100 degrees for your Tuesday, but dropping down to the 90s by Wednesday and Thursday. And how about the forecast for the mountains? Still a bit hazy, a little bit smoky in some spots here. Temperatures are also dropping really across the board, even for the higher elevations. I've got a slight chance for a stray shower in there for places like El Tourist, mainly east of Highway 299. Throughout the afternoon today, but otherwise mainly dry conditions and slightly cooler as well. That's your afternoon update. Have yourselves a great rest of your day.
Barr & Mudford is a top, established firm here in the North State. Founded over a half-century ago, Barr & Mudford is protecting the rights of our neighbors and community. We take our commitment to our clients very seriously and provide a level of excellence unrivaled in the North State. Barr & Mudford, standing up for the rights of our neighbors and our beautiful community, serving Northern California with excellence.